Hello, this is Ekaterina Smirnova, and today we are doing a very unusual watercolor of a volcanic eruption. I'm going to follow my little sketch. We'll need cadmium yellow, brown madder, French ultramarine, and Payne's gray watercolors. I prefer rough watercolor paper, and we'll need a pointy brush. We'll start with painting the volcano itself. After that, I will paint the river of lava. My first color is cadmium yellow, or you could use lemon yellow. And let's decide on the horizon line, and off center we'll position our volcano. For now, I'm going to create an outline with yellow color of the volcano. Once I'm done, I need to smooth out the inner part. For that, I am cleaning my brush and drying it a little bit on a kitchen paper towel, and will smooth out the inner line to make it a gradient. Now let's start working on the lava. For that, I'm taking brown madder and mixing with the yellow I used to make it a warmer tone. Once I'm done and I'm satisfied with my color, I will start making the shape of the river. This is better, this is a little bit warmer, and very smoothly I will create a pleasant shape. Remember that you need to follow the rules of perspective and make the closer area of the river a little bit wider. Here's my horizon line as a guide. There is a further layer of some mountainous area or trees. I'm using a light blue color. I'm trying not to touch the other colors, otherwise they will blend. Now I'm cleaning my brush and again smoothing out the inner part of the volcano. I removed extra yellow with a damp paper towel. Now I need to start working on the sky, and I'm mixing a few colors here, adding a little bit of brown madder into my French ultramarine, so I could create a neutral color. I'm again trying to clear the area around the volcano, and when my sky and my river of lava is done, I'm using a hair dryer to a little bit dry the painting, because if it's too moist, the colors are not going to act correctly. And now I am mixing in a little bit of Payne's gray and very loosely creating an effect of clouds. I use a kitchen paper towel all the time in order to control the moisture on my brush. So since the lava and the volcano are warm colors, they of course give a reflection to the sky, and that's why I'm adding a little bit more of brown madder. Now I'm taking yellow and brown madder, and we'll start working on the clouds of smoke that is coming out of the volcano. For this area, I will be mixing all sorts of colors to make it more complex. I will mix in brown madder with French ultramarine or Payne's gray. You shouldn't be painting only with one color. To make a complex painting, I suggest you to use all different colors. This volcano painting is inspired by the footage of the volcano eruption that has happened in Hawaii in 2018. As you can see, I am starting to work on the foreground by using intense color of ultramarine and mixing in a little of Payne's gray. I'm painting careful, trying not to paint over the river of lava, so you need to make sure that the river is already dry. I'm going along the outline of the river, and you can also see that some areas I left white. I am using the texture of my paper, which is rough, and that helps me to create this sort of effect. And all of that whiteness is actually some moisture and humidity coming out of the ground during the volcano eruption. So I'm intensifying the area of the soil and also using a brown metal color around the volcano itself in order to create an intense contrast. In my case, volcano and everything else surrounding it. I need to make sure that the contrast is stronger. So if the volcano is mostly light, then the rest, including the ground and also the sky area, should be darker. So here is my kitchen paper towel. I am removing the excess of the water on my brush, so more pigment is left than water, and carefully intensifying the horizon line area with ultramarine color. So now I am trying to soften the sharp lines with white and blue. So I am moistening my brush, then removing the excess of water and rubbing on those areas in order to make it softer. This is rather hazy areas because humidity is coming out of those areas. Once I'm done, I'm checking if my river of lava is dry enough, and now I'm mixing quite intense color of Payne's gray, and the moisture should be very little on the brush. So I would like to create this sort of textures of running lava. It creates all sorts of patterns and lines, and because my paper is rough, so it has a lot of tooth sticking out, I can drag the pigment over it, and the pigment will be catching on all of those sticking out areas. It's quite a cool effect, but if you're not sure if you can do it from the beginning, you should practice a little bit on an additional paper. Now that I'm finished with the lava, I will be intensifying the foreground again, and also the area on the horizon with all of those trees on the right side as well. And I decided that I need to also intensify my red color. Every time that your paint dries, it becomes more pale. So it is okay to make it more intense. So just some areas on the front part of the lava makes it more intense. There is a yellow color on the edges I'm adding to make it even more stunning. I intentionally left some areas white on the border, but if there is some areas are not there, then I am using an X-Acto knife in order to remove the paint and then filling it in with the yellow color. A little bit more intense color I'm adding all around the areas of the actual volcano as well, and you can see it makes it pop and much more brighter. The fumes of the smoke needs to be also intensified, so there's more yellow and red I'm adding in. And you could say that this painting is almost done. You of course could continue and add more and more details, but I believe that on this stage I could call it done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I am looking forward to seeing you again.